Hey everybody. I'm not too sure who's on yet, so I'm just going to give you guys a minute. I'm going to grab one thing that fell off yesterday. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. This is this little Post-it, and it reminds me to look in there and not there, which is like one of the hardest things to do. I don't know if you guys, my allergies are so bad, excuse my itchy nose. I don't know if you guys ever do these videos, but there's this little tiny dot there to look at. So, hey mom. I'm glad you're on and get started now that my mom is here. And Karen, hi Karen. Good, I'm glad you girls are here. I can't believe it's Friday. I was actually thinking that every day. I was just at the store and somebody said to me, have a great weekend. And all I could think about was really, I feel like it's one big long weekend. So I don't know about you guys, but my allergies have kicked in because it has been so windy. Excuse me, I'm like Tabitha on, do you guys remember that show? Bewitched. So anyway, all right, well, I'm gonna get started and then everybody else can join us. I do have a funny story to share. Oh, good, Mom, you set your alarm. Yes, just set your alarm and then you'll be on. All the kids, my husband is home right now and they're all doing chores. So I've been getting text messages about how unfair it is. So I would not be surprised if somebody comes in here and starts flipping out on me. But anyway, I try to do my grocery shopping once a week. And I went today and I just felt like especially, hi my other Karen in the UK, my one son, my middle son, I think is having a little bit of a harder time. He's 15 and he just really wants to be with his friends. So I got up today to go to Whole Foods to get real food and I went to Safeway to get their food. And I got all the things that I know that they would love with the caveat that this has to last you a week. So I got home at like 11, unloaded, put him, in the house, and they were so funny. They were just so excited. And Luke, my youngest, who's not the most lovey-dovey, said, hi, Amy. And so Lukey said to me, Mom, I love you so much. So funny. So the love cure for Lukey is Cocoa Krispies. And then another little funny note on that is my husband has a sweet tooth after 9 o'clock at night. So the kids have all of this yummy food in front of them and they are now going to hide it all over the house. So after 9 o'clock, they hide it. He can't find it. The only issue is if the ants come in, we're in trouble. So that's my funny story for you guys. And I hope you're getting your groceries and everything's okay there. So that's what's happening. So if you guys weren't with me yesterday, just a little recap. I have been going over this project I did, which is the 365-day project. And what I did yesterday was I took one of the orchids that I really love drawing, and here it is right here. Let's see if you guys can see how pretty this is. I forgot to show it again yesterday, but this orchid is right from my my husband's stepmom's garden. She grows a whole bunch of these, and so I ended up drawing this yesterday for you guys with pen. So this is what we did yesterday. And if you ever want to go back and look at any of these videos, I do put them on YouTube right after this. So you can pop on over there and then you could probably, I don't know if you could slow it down, but I did this drawing yesterday with my favorite pens, the Pitt pens here. So what I want to do today is do the painting on them. And I have a little show and tell first before I turn the camera down onto the table. So what I want to show you is a couple different watercolors that I love. So my mom bought me a set of these. I'm not going to show you the whole set, but they are Mission. I think there you go. They are Mission watercolors. I know that there's another name to that. Mijello. Somebody's going to have to pronounce that one for me. But she got me a whole set, and I love these, and they will last forever. And along with the set, she bought me this bulletproof I think it's, I don't know, Mom, why they say bulletproof, but it's this palette. You can actually take it on a plane. Maybe that's why. You can, you know, do anything to this and it won't get destroyed. But the paint on here will last me so long, I don't need to put new paint down. But I wanted to show you the paint that I'm going to be using today in case anybody, you know, was interested. So I have three of these little tubes. So the first one is Crimson Lake. I'm doing this backwards, so that's why it's a little funny. Crimson Lake and Permanent Rose. Permanent Rose would be the next one. And this is one of my favorite colors, and it's called Bright Opera. There's Donna. Hi, Donna. So these three colors I'm going to use a lot, but there's another brand of watercolors that I love. And in one of our little live studio chat sessions, I will demonstrate how to make a travel journal with these. So another awesome brand is called Peerless Watercolors, and I took a class with Jane Davenport, and she loves these, and I think she's actually created her own line of them. But the thing about Peerless Watercolors is that it was invented for Kodak way back in the day for them to color black and white photos, which is so cool. There's a whole little story about it on the first page. I think that is so cool. But anyway, these are, so I have two sets because I've used this one up already. These are pieces of paper, and they come like this. Okay, they come like this, and then I cut them into little strips. This is the one I'm going to use today. Is that upside down? Yes. This is the one I'm going to use today. And you can, they're so cool, and you can use them anywhere. You can take them anywhere. And I have a whole little bag that I carry around with me of these little pieces of paper. But once you use up the paper, then that's done. But you don't need a palette for that at all. So those are there's so many brands of watercolors out there, and if you're at home and you don't have enough art supplies or you don't want to get them online, any watercolor will do. You don't have to worry about it. I just wanted to show you my two favorite. And then as far as the brushes go, I basically trash my brushes. I really wish I didn't, but I do. And so I have probably just 2 or 3 that I'm going to use today. The reason is I don't spend a lot of money on my brushes, so I feel like it's okay to leave them in the water and use acrylics with them or use watercolor with them. I know that's not supposed to be what you do, but I do, and that's my thing. So, but all of these were done with a pen and watercolor. Okay, so stay with me because I'm going to turn you around, and if you hear some it's not quite snoring, but grunting. My dog is in here with us today. He's sleeping over there, or he's like looking at me thinking we're going to go for a walk in a minute. So, okay, hold on 1 second. I'm going to pop you, see if I can do a better job than yesterday and get you right away. Let's see. Are you guys still there? Because if we drop each other, hang on, okay? Hang on. I'm going to put it down a little bit. Okay. I think that's good, right? Yeah. Alrighty. So, you can't see my orchid, but I did try to match the colors with these colors that I have. So I'm gonna get my little setup going and I'll show you, oopsie, there's my other, that's my little post-it note. Okay, so the color of the Peerless I'm using is called Red Rose, and I can show you right here how I'm gonna do that. So I'm just gonna put my water over here. All right, wait till you see how cool this is. So this is Rose Red, not Red Rose, that's the tea. That's the tea I used to like before I found the yummy teas. I just got my berries in the mail. All right, so you just take your brush, and it's a little dark. So when I have the dark paint, I like to go right in the center where I know I need it to be dark. I might switch brushes in a minute. This is a very small brush. It's almost too small. see what else I got. All right, I'm gonna use this little bit of a fatter brush here. But you know, once you put the paint down, then I take my water, and I never paint with water on my page first. Some people do that. I think everybody has their own preference. This brush is stinky too. Okay, I know my mom is thinking you should have a separate station for brushes for watercolor. Oh boy. This guy's got like hardly anything. All right, I'm gonna have to deal with that. All right, so I put down the dark color. Going back to that brush that I didn't love. We'll see how we can get this done today with it. And I just put a little bit down, but a little goes a long way. So I wanna just make sure that the dark is in the corners. And so the pen work I did yesterday, you can see it's not bleeding at all because it's a water resistant, waterproof pen. So if you ever have too much, let me see if we're still straight here. I think so. If you ever have too much paint of watercolor, don't worry about it because you can just put your brush to it and move it on over, which I'm doing right now. So right now I'm just going around these edges. And I will have to figure out a new brush because this one will take too long. The color is almost matching perfectly, which is great. All right, I'm going for a bigger brush. When I watercolor, I just really use these little tiles. I don't watercolor as much as I used to because I just love acrylics and you know, it's a time thing. But I do like to do it. I can sit and do one of these little drawings in about an hour, and I mean, it won't take us an hour today because I already did the drawing, but the whole thing usually takes me about an hour. So it's a great little, you know, time by myself to sort of check out. Okay, so I've got like the basic color down, and now I'm just gonna go in and work on some of the darks. Smush it around. I'm gonna save the middles of all of these stems to the end, and we'll bring in a new cut stems, or you know what I'm talking about, orchids, and we'll bring in another color for those little dots and things like that. So right now I'm just doing the petals. Isn't this so cool, that little Peerless? Just amazing. And the colors are all so beautiful and rich, and it's just a really nice pigment. And I think you can get them on Amazon. I think, maybe my mom will let everybody know. But if you can't buy them on there, you can definitely find them on Blix. They're not super cheap, but you could always try out a small pack of them. You know, you can buy different sizes, you know, like a 10, 12 or something like that. Okay, so I've got my color down. So I use basically, you can use one brush. I had to switch because I didn't love that first brush, but so far it's one color, and a lot of that is the water you use, not that it's a type of water, but how much water you use and how much pigment you use. So you can do that and get a few different values from the same color. So I'm just adding a little bit there. I don't think my flowers are the exact same placement, but I'm just gonna wing it. That's the good thing about art. You can wing it. So I was thinking about different topics to chat about with you guys for next week. And I definitely want to do a paint pen one because my order should be coming in, I'm hoping, next week. And I thought we could do some paint pens and I could show you some fun stuff with that. I also want to do some collage with you guys. So let me know if there's anything you want me to show you or talk about. I got lots of little ideas for us. We could be quarantined for a long time and I won't run out. All right, so I hope we're not quarantined for a long time, but I have a feeling it's gonna be longer than I anticipated for my kids, which really makes me a little bit sad for them. Okay, so here is this guy done. And a lot of times too, like I'll just go back in and I'll just add a little bit, give it some life. So I'm gonna do this one and then I'm gonna work on the middles. So I'm adding a little bit of my color off this brush. So if you use a bigger brush like this, you just wanna, start in the middle and then go towards the edges. And then you can kind of tell how much that paint's gonna spread. Watercolor is really great too because you can just, it's fluid. So it makes some people a little bit nervous because it's so fluid and it can go over the lines or it can kind of do its own thing, but just let it do its own thing and let it dry. You can always take the black pens and draw over it. That's no problem. Oh, you know what I also wanted to tell you about yesterday too that I forgot is when you're done with if you wanted to do your drawing and you start it with pencil and then you put your ink and then you draw with ink, right? Before you do your painting, make sure you've erased the pencil mark, else you will not be able to erase it once the paint goes on. Okay, that's just a little tip. All right, so I'm doing I have another little tip for you too with watercolors because I kind of want to do it right now, but I don't have it with me. Let's see, do I have something? See how this is a little dark right in here? Well, if I wanted to lighten it, you could take some water, put it down, and take a paper towel and blot it back up. It's a little trick. It's a little trick if you have too much paint, but for now I'm just gonna leave it. I think what I'll do though is I want to really separate these two petals. So I'm going to just put a little bit of this darker, well, it's not darker, but it's just more paint that I have there. It's kind of a little too wet. Okay, it's fine. Alrighty. So now I'm gonna do my last two petals. Oh, Scout's dreaming. He could be starting to sing in a minute. Okay. So I put down this color. I'm going to just do a tiny little touch in here, a little touch in there, little touch in there. Get that in there. That's still bugging me there, but let's see if I can. Oh, this paintbrush, look, this paintbrush is so old, it's falling apart. Okay, so now I have that done. I want to work on the, let me see if I can get this out. Okay, I'm going to take this out without getting it all over the place. But these have white and yellow and the spots. So I'm going to do the yellow last. I'm going to do the yellow last. And, oh, hi, Elias. Oh, there he goes. His face was like, oh my God, don't let me be on there. Okay, so I'm going to use this Crimson Lake, which I have over here. And I'm hoping it's going to be a little bit darker. Oh, it's not quite darker, but you know what? That's okay. I just want it to be a different color than the other one. It's a little lighter, but whatever, it's fine. We're going to make it lighter. So I'm just going to go in here, and it's slightly different, but I want to put it in the top part of these flowers. It's very similar, huh? I just want to make it a tiny bit different. Okay. And then the tops here are white. So I think I might make that a super pale yellow. And make this pale yellow, I'm talking really pale, and then that's a deeper yellow. So what I'm gonna do next is get these guys here, these three, and they're a tiny bit darker. So I'm just adding a little purple that I had over here. All I'm trying to do is just make it a shade or two darker than the leaves, the petals. Oh my God, I'm having such a hard time explaining this flower. Good thing my sister Sarah is not on Facebook, because she knows all the flower names and the Latin names and would be appalled that I can't do any of that stuff. But anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about. That's the most important. And it's not that much darker, but it's a different color. Hopefully you can see that. And so with watercolor too is, with watercolor you want to go a little bit dark, the opposite. You want to go a little bit lighter, because you can always add layers on top of it. So I'm just going in and giving it a little bit of water and letting the water kind of take it and mess around a little bit, give it some cool look and feel. And here, okay, so these are the middle ones, they're done. And it looks like, leave that. And let's see, I'm looking at this flower. I'm gonna go with a very pale, with one of these colors, but very pale, like hardly anything on there, just mostly water, like a drop. Let's see how that looks. I don't like anything in my watercolors to be just the white paper. I mean, I know that you can totally do that to make the white, but I like to give it a little bit of something. So I'm just sort of trying to make it pale. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the same thing on the other parts that are white, and I'm gonna leave the one section yellow. That's gonna be yellow. Looks like I had some other paint on that brush, but that's okay. So this is a white. I'm just making it really not much of anything. Just a tiny bit of water and some pigment. That's it. Hopefully you guys haven't dropped off from the internet and you're still with me. It's hard to know when you're upside down. And there's definitely some lagging going on. What's great is everybody's telling me about some really good Netflix shows, and Mark's stepmom was telling me about a show called Safe. And it's on Netflix, and it's British, which I love. It's all my Brit friends, and it's like a mystery show. So when I flip you guys around, you can let me know if you've seen it and what you think. All right, so now I've got most of that done. I'm gonna add my yellows in here. And I didn't have a yellow out to show you guys, so I'm grabbing a yellow that's on my palette. And again, like any yellow, it's just that's the sort of at the base of this. And you want to be careful too. It's very easy to create mud, especially when you're mixing in a red and a yellow. So I'm really just taking my brush and very loosely hitting the white area. You know, just sort of giving it an appearance that it covers up more, and it's just to plop that color down. And then I'm gonna hit a couple of these top things. I think that's what the bees like up here, these guys, the bee attractors right there. And let's see, there also is a little bit of yellow in here, so I'm gonna take that same color and just very loosely add a little bit. Just a little bit. And then I might add a little bit of darker or just a little bit more yellow into the base. Okay. So that looks pretty good. I'm gonna do the two little, can you hear Scout? It's so funny when he does that. Cracks me up. We are going for a WALK after this. It's a good thing he can't spell. He gets so excited he'll start barking. All right, so the stem is a little bit, it's not really bright. Orchid stems are a little bit more olive. So I'm just gonna grab some olive that I made. Well, it's not really olive, but it sure is pretty. So we're gonna go with this one. And when you did the cross hatching yesterday, you can see like that cross hatching stays there and you can see it. And then it's a little bit of a shadow. So you don't have to worry too much about making darks and lights with your paint. The black underneath will already make that like that. All right, all I'm gonna do now, and we're almost done, is I'm going to go into my paint, into my pinks again. I'm gonna take a tiny bit and I'm just gonna do a couple little marks, little accents to just give it some interest. And do that, do that. And then I could spend all day just futzing with it, but I know that we don't have all day, so I'm gonna miss a little yellow spot. But they're really fun. So, you know, the thing with the watercolors too is just, if you switch your colors around, let's just let the other color underneath dry a little bit. And the black is great. Now, the thing about the black ink, I also wanted to let you guys know is, okay, I'm done now because seriously, I'll be here all afternoon, is once this is dry, you can take this pen and draw on top of it. And let's say, okay, I'm gonna show you. This is naughty of me because it's not quite dry, but there's this little area right here and it's outside the lines. And if that bugged you, you can just take your pen and go like that. So it's inside the line now because I cheated. You could also go in, and maybe I'll do this, but I don't want to do it today, is when this is completely dry, I might take my black pen and where those circles were, I might go in and just darken those up a little bit or add some more accents and stuff like that. So, okay, so that's my thing. I'm gonna flip you guys around. Okay, ready? Don't go anywhere. Don't go All right, you guys are still with, ah! Hold on, I'm saving it. I have this crazy, whoops, tripod. One of these days, you guys, it's gonna be like a record. Okay. Yes, I did it. Okay, anyway, here's my little drawing. So thank you for watching that. And here's the orchid. Whoopsie. So that was, you know, it's just really great to have the flower right in front of you to draw. But again, like I said yesterday, Pinterest has got some awesome flowers. You can just put into the search bar orchids and start there. You can just start with doing line drawings. For the longest time, I just did my drawings in black pen, and then I started experimenting with the watercolor. So take your sketchbook and doodle around. And what I wanted to do before we left today, because I don't even know how long that took. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Okay, 30 minutes. You guys don't have 30 minutes for me, but if you do, thank you. So my sister, Susie, bought me these inspirational cards, and I love them so much. It's from Gabrielle Bernstein, and the artist is Mijello Ezra. I think that's how you say it, and they're fantastic. So I wanted to pull a card today to share it with us because it's Friday. We can do that. And I'm going to go from The Universe Has Your Back, and it's a deck of cards. They're not playing cards. Sure you guys have seen these. They're inspirational cards. That one's, maybe that's the one I should pull. Wait, that's just the all about her. But anyway, so you pull one of these cards and you sit with it and something that you can think about that day. So I'm gonna pull a card. I'm just gonna grab one without seeing it. Let's see what it says. Okay. This is so pretty. Okay. When I lean toward love, I am led. Aww. Isn't that so cute? I love these cards. So I will put these all around my house, and sometimes I'll leave them there. But anyway, so I'm sending this out to you guys today. All right, so think about that for the weekend. I really appreciate you guys coming on and hanging out with me. I really get excited to chat with you. And I have a bunch of stuff to talk to you guys about next week. But if you have any ideas, let me know. And again, it's Monday through Friday, every day, except the weekend. I'm gonna garden this weekend. Monday through Friday at 1 o'clock Eastern. And so all of you guys out there on the other side of the world, thank you for hanging out with me tonight. And I'm sending you guys lots of love. Mwah! And I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, all right? And stay indoors or outside, but not too far. Okay. Bye-bye.